Each year, thousands of workers are affected by hazardous substances in the workplace, with long-term exposure seriously impacting their health and their well-being. It's estimated that the average person will take 23,000 breaths a day. Our lungs allow us to sustain life in the most unusual circumstances, and we only get 2 in a lifetime. Therefore, it's really essential that we look after them. Working with certain materials can result in harmful substances contaminating the air that you breathe. These can take the form of dusts, mist, fumes, gases, and vapours. If they enter your respiratory system, they can cause life-changing respiratory illnesses. If you think this isn't an issue, let me tell you the statistics. Last year, it was estimated that 12,000 lung disease deaths were linked to past exposures at work. 17,000 new cases of breathing or lung problems were reported as being caused or made worse from work exposure. The most common illnesses were chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, and silicosis, which is predominantly caused by asbestos and construction dust. The Control of Substances Hazardous to Health Regulations, or COSH, is a law that requires your employer to control substances that could be harmful to your health. If you're told that you're required to wear respiratory protective equipment, or RPE, it's because your employer has already taken all of the possible measures to reduce or prevent exposure. Your employer will have carried out a risk assessment and will have already tried to eliminate the risk, considered substitution for a safer material, reduced exposure with ventilation or extraction tools, ensured that you're confident and competent to use control measures already in place, and provided PPE as a last resort. Your employer will be issuing you with RPE as a last line of defence to protect you against the hazardous substance. RPE is available in a range of different sizes depending on the risk. In addition, one size face piece does not fit all. Everyone has a different face shape, and your gender, ethnicity, build and facial features will mean that you'll be issued with RPE that fits you best. In choosing your face piece, your employer will have considered the hazardous materials that you use and the amount in the air, the form of the substance. Is it a solid or liquid particle, or a gas or a vapour? What type of work are you carrying out and for how long? Whether the RPE is the correct size and fit, and whether you have any other specific requirements, for example compatibility with other PPE, such as hard hats or goggles. Therefore, the RPE that you have been issued with will have been chosen to be both adequate for the specific risk that you work and suitable for you and the task and the environment. The type of respiratory equipment issued to you and your team can vary depending on the areas that we've just covered. Disposable masks are made of a filter material, fit for a single use, and available either as an FFP1, 2 or 3, depending on what level of protection that you need. The higher the number, the higher the level of protection. This is an FFP3 mask. They're lightweight and disposable, making them ideal for short tasks, however not suitable if you have facial hair. Beards can affect the seal, which will not provide you with the correct level of protection. If you're undertaking longer jobs, you may be issued with a reusable respirator. Reusable respirators come as either a half or full face mask. Both cover the nose, mouth and chin, whilst a full face mask also covers the eyes. Air is filtered through an inhalation valve into the mask. On exhalation, an inlet valve then closes and the exhalation valves open to allow the exhaled air to escape into the atmosphere. Again, half and full face masks aren't suitable for those people with facial hair and require a face fit test. Powered air purifying respirators, or PAPRs, provide extensive protection from hazardous airborne substances, creating an airflow inside either a tight-fitting facepiece or loose-fitting hood. Because they provide a higher level of protection, they're recommended for tasks with a longer duration or frequent use. Combined with a loose-fitting head top, PAPRs are suitable for people with facial hair as a seal is not required. Whereas tight-fitting respirators are judged on inward leakage, PAPRs worn with a loose-fitting head top work on the principle of overpressure or outward leakage, which pushes the contaminant out. If you've been supplied with RPE, you should have been provided with adequate training relating to why you require respiratory protective equipment, when and how it should be used, maintained, repaired or replaced. If you're required to wear a tight-fitting mask, you should have undergone a face fit test to guarantee RPE is both suitable and adequate. A face fit test is a method of checking that the facepiece provided matches your facial features and seals adequately to your face. It may also flag unsuitable face pieces that should not be used. Initially, you should be face fit tested during the selection of RPE and recommended every 2 years or sooner if your facial features change, for example through weight loss or gain, or if you switch to a new mask manufacturer or model, or if other PPE is worn. If the RPE does not fit, it will not protect you from exposure to hazardous substances. You must be clean shaven every time a facepiece is worn, including when fit tested, as beards and stubble prevent a tight seal around the mask and therefore will not provide adequate protection. To ensure the assumed level of protection is provided, it's important for you to understand how to correctly use and wear RPE and how to clean it and maintain it to industry standards. Ultimately, wearing your respirator correctly will protect you from potential life-threatening respiratory illnesses.